Welcome to Manna at the Tap, a podcast from Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects on a daily Bible reading from the Revised Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community, and we refer to the daily Bible reading as our spiritual manna. It nourishes our souls, fostering spiritual growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our spiritual lives. Today is Monday, July the 14th, 2025, in the fifth week after Pentecost, in the season of ordinary time. This is a time for us to live extraordinary, disciplined life as we experience spiritual growth. The lectionary reading is from the New Testament book of James, often called the wisdom book of the New Testament. The book of James offers practical insights into what it means and how to live an authentic life of faith from God's perspective. The podcast from July 10th, 2025 covers verses 14 to 26 of chapter 2. The link to that episode is in the description. Today's reading is James chapter 2, verses 1 to 7. Sometimes the lectionary selects verses out of sequence. Chapter 2 begins with a statement that remains just as relevant today as it was in James's time. Don't let public opinion influence how you live your faith. That is a bold statement, and what James wanted the community to understand is that they needed to be careful not to show favoritism. He then offered a practical example to illustrate his point. A man arrived at the church community dressed in an expensive suit and showing clear signs of wealth, including a gold ring. He is invited to sit in a comfortable chair, earning warm smiles from everyone present. Next, a man in shabby clothes enters. He's accustomed to feeling rejected and judged by others. He watches as they pull back from him, considering him worthless. That man received cold stares, and most of those present try not to notice him. And he faces the dilemma of whether to stand or sit on the floor. James condemned this behavior and told them there was discrimination within their group. People tend to be impressed by external displays of wealth and power. And he challenged the community to understand that God does not select us based on society's standards of ethnicity, sorry about that, religion, wealth, or status. In fact, James states that God has chosen those who you consider poor in this world to be rich in faith and heirs of his kingdom. James then urged the community not to insult the poor, because those who shame the poor in any way have gone against God's will and are no longer acting in accordance with God's teachings. Are you looking for a change in perspective? Rethink how you see those you consider poor. The poor person is your neighbor, and you should love them as yourself. So please do not let public opinion influence your faith.